Hi there, everybody, and welcome to this week's Soul Wisdom Show, where I'm going to be talking all about today around the true definition of what a successful relationship really truly does look like. So if you're watching me live, then please do comment as we go through. If you're watching the replay, please type hashtag replay. Ask me any questions as we go through. I always love to receive them. I do notice that actually Facebook is no longer, some algorithms have changed and they're no longer actually feeding through Facebook lives and notifying. So do make sure you have your notifications set up. So welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Natasha Harris. I'm an intuitive business coach and healer working with the conscious business owners of this world who are really inspired to create change and take their business and their life actually to the next level of impact and leadership. Now, we all know that actually when we want to work on our business, we can't work on our business in isolation. Everything is always interlinked and interwoven. And one of the biggest things that I work with my clients is around relationships with their partners, with family, with colleagues, with everybody, while working also on our business, because it is so important that we look at those elements of those things in our life to enable us to unlock and heal things so that we can thrive in our relationship. So I'm just going to turn a notification off here. So it's really important that we do actually look at our relationships. We look at what needs to be healed, what needs to be discovered about who we want to be in those relationships. How do we want to express ourselves? How do we want to show up on a day-to-day business with those that we love, those that we care about, and those that we are working with? We spend a lot of our time actually in relationships, so it's really important for us to really look at what we are doing in those relationships and how we are showing up. We are looking at relationships everywhere within that. A relationship may come into our life for a moment, for a day, for a week, for a year, or many decades. It's really important to recognize that actually our relationships are everywhere, that we are in relationship when we're having a communication with someone, when we're having a conversation with someone. This isn't just about longevity of relationships. And so how we can actually do relationships differently in all those areas. All those relationships, no matter how long they are in our experience for, they are all perfect, and they really all offer us a really huge, unique opportunity to understand who we are and how we want to show up. This is the beauty of relationships. They really give us this fantastic and amazing opportunity to learn so much about ourselves and who we are and what we want to be. So this isn't just about fixing relationships. It's not about being the right and perfect person within the relationship. It's like discovering who you are. So I'm going to be offering a relationship reading. I know it's coming up to Black Friday. I'm a little bit sick of Black Friday offers that are banging into my inbox all week. And, for me now, we're coming into the age of Aquarius. We really need to step into love, into harmony, to balance, to equality in all of our relationships. So if you are looking or thinking about somebody specifically that you would like to look at your relationship and how you can improve it for the better, and there's one person specifically that you'd like to do an Akashic relationship reading with, then please do click on the link in the post, have a look, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it at the end of this live as well. But all the information and the links to the reading, it's a 50% off offer. It's usually a 197 to join me for that reading, that one-to-one session with me, but I'm offering it at £99 until next Monday at 5 p.m. And if you sign up before Friday, there's actually another special offer. So more about that in a moment. I digress. So really, what do relationships look like for many of us? Relationships really are about how we fit in, how we squeeze and shape ourselves into that relationship. They can be quite restricting. They can be, not allowing us to really truly express ourselves. We work hard at relationships to make sure that they are successful and that they work into the long term. Most of us are really looking at how can we fix a relationship? How can we look at this relationship deeper and in a different way? And so we want to make it last forever. We want it to be perfect. We're looking for this idea of perfection within the relationship, to fix it, to make it okay for everyone involved. That is not really what relationships are about. And if we're thinking about romantic relationships, we're looking for the one that we have been, that we are here to experience our life with. We have this romantic notion about what romantic relationships are about. We play out roles in relationships that we conform to, that we squeeze into, what we should be, what it looks like to be a mother, a daughter, a partner, a sibling. We fit ourselves into those roles of what we should be: the carer, the healer, the leader. All of these things play out within our relationship. Now, that's not to say it's wrong to have roles or to aspire to certain things, but if we're playing those out and we're not expressing ourselves fully within that, then we're not really for allowing ourselves to have a thriving relationship that benefits both parties or multiple parties. We compromise ourselves a lot in relationships. We compromise, well, if I'm in a relationship, I have to compromise myself because I'm in a relationship and I have to do this. Actually, that's not quite true. We actually should be experiencing ourselves fully and allowing ourselves to be us. Now, does that mean that we can't make decisions about what we choose and what we don't choose? We can, of course we can, but we have to do that very powerfully. We don't put ourselves generally first in relationships, or it's all about us. It's all about what I get out of this, what I need, and that the other person needs to fit into that. So we're either playing one or other of those roles out, perhaps, and we try to fix things for the other person. They're struggling, so we try to fix it. We try to make it okay for them. We try to mold ourselves to make it okay for them in their struggle. But that is really not what new relationships in the new paradigm, in the Age of Aquarius, in bringing in love and leadership and light into the world that we want to bring in. This is a very different way of showing up to relationships, letting go of those old roles, those old societal rules that we have put into place about how we should show up in certain relationships. For sure. So, what does that relationship then look like in the new Age of Aquarius, in the new paradigm, in this space of love? It's about working together. It's about coming together. It's about balance. It's about harmony. It's about unity. It's about equality on all levels. And this line, does it waver? Yes, it does a little bit, but it's not about imbalance and playing things out to help the other person. We want to be showing and really allowing each other in that relationship, whatever that forms. We automatically might be thinking about romantic relationships, but as colleagues, as parents, as daughters, as sons, as siblings, as a relative, we don't really allow each other to be fully us. We want to live our life vicariously through others, and we want things for other people, which is great. Uphold that vision for them, that they're capable of doing something, but don't impose your views on them. It's about collaboration. It's about coming together, finding out what that person truly wants. How can you support them in being truly themselves? That is what a successful relationship looks like. It's working on your own part in the relationship. We're all going through healings and karmas and things that we want to resolve and overcome, and everything offers us an opportunity to look at ourselves, to see what we want to improve on, what's our edge of growth, what's our place of expansion. And that's the beauty of that relationship, because it allows us to take full responsibility for our part in the relationship. Look at what we want to where we want to grow within that relationship, where we want to expand, and then take on that for ourselves. We are not here to do that together. If I heal, you must heal. We are each individually going through stuff. We can support each other in that for sure, but it is your responsibility to deal with and look at your part in what you want to shift and change in order to grow and expand in relationships for yourself. Every relationship, as I just said, really gives you that opportunity to see what you can learn from being in that relationship. What is that leading edge of growth, of learning, of expansion, of joy, of harmony? What will help you and aid you in order to come back to that sense of companionship and coming together. So new relationships really can highlight certain karmic patterns you've not been ready to look at before, to expand in and to grow in. Those new relationships can offer you that opportunity to do that now that you're ready. So sometimes new relationships can really highlight and bring things to the forefront, new collaborations, new partnerships, new things like that. So you might be wondering, well, this mark can't be right, but what opportunities does that allow you as well? It is not necessary to see relationships through to the bitter end. That is not how we do relationships in the age of Aquarius, for sure. We're not here to have endless lifetimes with people. When we've learned our karmic patterns and we've come to a place of completion in our cycle of being together and experiencing things together, because that's what the relationship is allowing us to do, is to have certain experiences together, it's quite natural for us to move apart. But we really do see relationships that they are only successful when they last forever, and that when this spiritual romanticized idea that we have been going through many lifetimes together, we're soulmates, we are here to do every lifetime together. And I don't believe that that's actually true. Allowing relationships to come into, we might be in various lifetimes together, in different types of relationships. So it's not always love partners that we're looking for. I think this idea and notion of twin flames has also become quite romanticized, because it's here to work and do things together, not to really allow ourselves to express ourselves fully within that relationship. So what does a true successful relationship mean then? It really is about learning how to allow each of the people within that relationship dynamic to be fully expressed as themselves. That is the true definition of successful relationships. I'll say that again. It is learning how to allow each person in that dynamic of the relationship to be fully expressed as themselves. So that means that you get to do you entirely within a relationship. And if a relationship is not allowing you to be you, we have to look at that. It's like, what are you not allowing, and what is your partner not allowing, and what do you want to do about it, and what do you want to shift and change? So there's lots of things that are being, are wrapped up in relationships, and how we view relationships and how we see relationships need to be evolved, and how they need to evolve and how they need to pan out. And we can absolutely do things differently. So what the Akashic relationship reading allows us to do is to really see both parts of the relationship in its entirety. So if you have somebody in mind that you feel you're going through a little bit of a tricky point at the moment, you are coming up against conflict consistently and regularly, you feel like you're playing out repeating patterns of behavior with each other, you feel like you're repeating patterns of karmic learning, but you can't seem to overcome it, you don't know what's getting in your way of overcoming it and coming together. Perhaps you are missed the spark that you have had previously, and things have become a little bit off center, a bit off kilter, and you're not really sure why. These Akashic readings can really, really, really help you to understand not only your part in the relationship, but the other person's part in the relationship. Now, these readings can be with partners, romantic partners. They can be with close friends, so people you know well, not just random friends or people that are really relevant and part of your life in a big way. They can be with family members, so they could be around siblings, parents, children, no matter how old those children are. If you're struggling with that, can really give you an insight about past karmic patterns you've been playing out with your kids, to allow you to heal those karmic patterns so you don't have to play those out again. And it can give you a real insight into who your child is at soul level, so that you can really understand and parent from a very different perspective. Can be with colleagues, people, partnerships, partners, people that you're working with, bosses, people who you are leading. It can really help with that as well. And it can also be with past loved ones, so people that have passed. If you really had a shared special bond with them, you're not really able to see and understand what that relationship was all about, and how you can move forward from their passing. so that you can continue to have a really beautiful, thriving life, and understand those patterns, then that can be really, really beautiful way to move forward from that for you both. For you both. Because this is when we do the healing for ourselves, we do it for everyone else, whether they are incarnated or not. So it's really important to note these Akashic readings are for you specifically with one other person. If your partner is also interested in having a reading, then they can book in for a separate reading and we will do them together, although it will be both about your shared experience as a relationship together. So that's just worth noting. So what do these past life Akashic readings really allow you to do? They really allow you to see who the other person is at soul level. Like, what is it that makes them thrive? How can you support them to express themselves rather than feeling frustrated and annoyed? And one client really had a real understanding about her partner, that really meant that she was able to see him from a completely different perspective, and so therefore she was able to interact with him very differently, and then also to respond to him very differently when he was doing certain things, and it has completely transformed their relationship because she understands what's going on in the dynamics now from his perspective and also from her perspective, so she can see how she wants to show up. So it's really helpful from those perspectives to really understand who you are at soul level and who your partner or who this other person is at soul level. Then what we do is we have a look to see what past lives you shared together and how those have predominantly shown up. Now, not everybody has had past lives with people. Sometimes we attract brand new people into our experience that we've never had a shared life with, but that we still have karmic patterns that we want to evolve. So not everybody has had past life. Mostly we have, but we are speeding up in our acceleration and our consciousness. So we are attracting new people into our lifetimes and into our experiences as well. So we look at what past lives that we've shared, and then also what past life experiences are impacting your relationship right now, your own past life experiences, and how that's impacting your relationship right now, so that you can heal those karmic patterns. You can start to show up differently in those karmic patterns. You can see quite clearly how they are showing up right now with those partners, and you can do things differently in order to change it. I do an Akashic clearing for you. You will also do an Akashic clearing as well to really amplify and accelerate and activate that healing within the Akashic records. As you do your healing, we heal it for everyone else. So you're not healing for the other person in this relationship. You are doing and taking responsibility for your own healing and your part in that. And as you do, everything around that accelerates. So you're going to clear those past karmic patterns that are keeping your relationship stuck, keeping it tricky, perhaps creating conflict. I have another client who I did actually a reading quite recently with, where she was having conflict. And now even, she said the day after her reading, a certain situation came up, and she clearly saw how she could show up differently to that repeating pattern, and she changed it, and she said it was really, really powerful. So it's really, really insightful. The things that you start to notice are immediate. The patterns that you can change are immediate within that relationship, and then you can allow that relationship to unfold and blossom as time goes on. So it can really transform the dynamics in a relationship. But not only that, if you're looking at it with a partner and you have children between you, or if you're if you have a partner and you have children between you, then you can change that for everybody in the family dynamics. Because as I said, as we heal something for ourselves, we heal it for others as well. So the special offer for this reading is 50% off. It is usually £197, but I'm offering it at £99 now until next Monday, the 30th at 5 p.m. If you sign up before midnight this Friday, the 27th, so that's in a couple of days time, I will also give you a powerful activation meditation that will amplify and accelerate that even further. So if you sign up before Friday, you will also receive that bonus. It's a 60-minute one-to-one session with me where I will give you all this information. I do a healing and a clearing for you in the Akashic records. You also then receive an activation and a healing from me, which is a 21-day clearing that you will do. You get a recording of the session so you can share this with this other person if you so wish. So they can hear it, you can feed back information to them, or you might choose to give them some information and not other information. I have clients who have shared certain aspects of the readings with them, and they've been like really fascinated by that, and then they have come for a reading themselves. So to make use of this offer, you need to use the code LoveFriday, all one word, lowercase, at the checkout to receive that discount. Use that coupon code and you will get that. The link to booking in the session is in the post, so please do that. If you're receiving this video via another medium, it will be there for you. Just click on that and there's more information in a much more succinct way right there for you. So learn how this session, this Akashic reading, is really going to support you and help you to really create truly equal, balanced and harmonious relationships, not only for your relationship that you're having the reading about, but it will give you an absolute insight how you're playing this out in all of your relationships, how you are generally showing up to relationships. So it's not just for this, the reading will be about a specific person, but you will see that shift and change across all of your relationships. Of that I am certain. So you will heal and release that past karma. If you've got any questions at all, then please do let me know. Send me a message, pop me a post, pop me a comment in the post, and I will come back to you. But if this is of interest, then please do not hesitate and please do sign up there. And I'll see you again for next week's Soul Wisdom show, where I will be interviewing the lovely I'll be doing another interview, and we will be talking about how we can really do business differently and up leveling with that. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope to see you next week, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.